All right, welcome everybody. My name is Chris Alamani. You are watching the Alberniweather podcast for November 5th, 2025. And we have a special statement today, so we'll get right into it. You can see on the right here, it says Coastal Flooding Statement Alert. And this is because we're getting a little bit of a storm, but it is combined with high tides. So November, December, January are when we see our highest tides of the year. And last night was the full moon, and we have high tides because of that. So apologize, my internet is a little on the slow side today, but hopefully that'll come up. But I'll read you through the statement once it comes up. But this morning we're gonna probably get another 10 millimeters of rain or so. We've already had a pretty good amount here. You can see it started just after 10 o'clock, and we've had rain all through the morning time. We've had about 12 millimeters of rain already at Alberniweather, and we can expect another probably 10 or so today. So in addition to that, we're going to get high winds, 40 to 60. This is mostly on the south end of the island, but we could see it in Port Alberni as well. So important to keep a lookout for those, 40 to 60. And then 20 to 40 near noon. Let's see if that statement has come up. No, it has not. All right. It's going to let us do it. No. So, yeah, internet is very slow today. Regardless, make sure that if you are in or around the harbor, either in a boat or at the water's edge, you can expect that the high tide today is going to be probably higher than normal. So let me just bring up the tides application here. Oh, their website is so terrible. I think everybody's doing system maintenance today. All right, there we go. So you can see today's high tide is going to be at about 11:26 this morning. So that's 3.75 meters. So that's the highest tide for the day. And you'll be able to see here if you go to this website. It's the water level website at Tides Canada. It's their mobile application, so you can find it on their website reasonably easily. Um, yeah, so this morning, 3.75 is what they're expecting. I'm going to see if this comes up. There we go. So here's the statement from Environment Canada. It says this statement is in effect for parts of the coast due to the following hazards: higher than normal water levels, elevated ocean water levels accompanied by significant winds and waves are expected, possibly exceeding highest astronomical tide. So what that means is, in addition to this tide, because the winds will be pushing onto the coast, and potentially a low pressure will be raising the level of the water a little bit. We could see a bit of a storm surge, and water levels that are higher than this 3.75 meters. So add that to the Somas River, which will be running strongly with this last night's rain. You can expect the harbor and the Clutha Haven Marina, Victoria Key, to all have higher water levels than normal. So be aware of that. That's especially this morning around noon. 11:30 is when high tide is expected. So just keep an eye out for that. Other than that, what we're looking at is a pretty generic run-of-the-mill storm here. So let's just look at the charts so you can see it's on the island now. This is Wednesday night. There we go. So that's now. So about 10 o'clock this morning. You can see plenty of rain on the entire island this morning, and that will be continuing through the day. So you can see this is all just spreading onto the island and the Pacific Northwest throughout the day today. That's tonight at 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and it is continuing through to tomorrow morning, Thursday morning. Get a bit of a break after around 7 o'clock tomorrow on Thursday, but there will be more coming. So a little bit of a break, maybe around sunrise tomorrow, but then it will again pick up into more rain. Looks actually stronger tomorrow than it is today. So again, if we look at the water levels for tomorrow, let's just switch this to the 6th. There we go. So again, tomorrow's high tide is at 12 o'clock, so 12:07 p.m. And the high tide is a little higher than it is today. So today's, I believe, was 3.75 meters. Tomorrow's is 3.82 meters. So again, with the heavy rains and potentially winds pushing water up the inlet, we could see higher values than that high tide. So be aware of that. I believe after the 7th, so tomorrow is the peak of the full moon tides. Thursday, Friday, it goes down to 3.79 meters, and then on Saturday it's down to 3.65, so that's less than today. So tomorrow is the peak of the high tides, but they will be high throughout the rest of today, tomorrow, and Friday. So be aware of that with those high tides. And then come December, the full moon in December, these tides will be around 4 meters, which we have had trouble with in the past, with storms coming in at the same time. I actually remember, I believe it was a 2005 or 2006. At this time in November, we had our very strong storm. It was 70 kilometers an hour or so. And I think it was also connected to the high tides, and that's when we had all of the flooding on Third Avenue from that storm and the tides coinciding. So this is an issue that we've had to deal with in the past with Port Alberni, with these high tides combined with stormy weather. I think that's all for now as far as the tides go. You can see the low for this storm is going to pass on Thursday night. So thankfully, that should be when the highest winds will likely be for Port Alberni. It might be different in other areas on the island, but for Port Alberni, I would expect the highest winds to be tomorrow night, Thursday night, and that will probably also be the highest amount of storm surge. So thankfully, that's just 12 hours after the highest tides. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But that's when this storm is set to pass. So by Friday we dry out a little bit. Still some patchy showers there. Might be some thunder showers. We often see some thunder along the coast or in the mountains after a strong system like that. And then we look pretty decent for Saturday and Sunday. So the weekend looks not too bad. So be aware of that. Make sure that you, if you are near the water, if you're putting a boat in the water or taking a boat out, there will be challenges there with the high tides. I know Clutha is also going through some transportation related changes. So there's a bunch of things that are blocked off at Clutha Haven, so you might have to use the one at Harbor Key. So I think that's all. I won't do anything else. I just wanted to put out a little video about that coastal flooding and about the tides, so that you knew what time the tides are. So I'll just go back quickly. There's the 5th. So today it's already climbing. We're already going into high tide. We're currently at 2.75 meters when we should be at 2.5. So we could see if this difference stays constant up to high tide. We could see what that would be 3.9 meters instead of 3.75 meters. So about a 20 centimeter difference, which is just under a foot, 30 centimeters in a foot. So just about a foot or so higher tide than normal, at least right now. That's what it's coming up as here. So yeah, you can see 2.3 is the prediction. Observation is 2.7. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's just over a foot actually. That's 40 centimeters difference. So yeah, you could see more than a foot higher tide than normal. Now, normally the highest tides of the year, as I said before, is around 4 meters. 4.1, 4.2, I think is about the highest. So it won't be unusually high, but if you are expecting 3.7 meters, it will definitely be higher than that if this trend continues. So expect about a foot more than about 40 centimeters more than is predicted. So that's the tide situation. Stay safe out there. Lots of rain coming down all over the island. It's pretty wet on the roads, so be careful, be safe on the roads if you have to travel today. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, thanks.